Hi Kirby fans, so today we're going to be checking out whether you should buy an Avalir 2 in 2020. So what we'll do is we'll get straight to it. Hi Kirby fans, welcome back to the channel. Again, those who are new to the channel, if you're getting value out of this content, then contemplate slapping that subscribe button. It's absolutely free. Ding that bell for notifications so you don't miss any upcoming episodes. Give us a big thumbs up and comment down below. I will reply to the comment, and if you like what you comment, I'll pin it to the video. So in today's episode, as I said, we're going to be doing a review of the Avalir 2. Now, yes, I could show you a picture of an Avalir 2 on the thumbnail and review a G6, or I could show an Avalir 2 and review a Sentria. But no, I'm going to actually show you an Avalir 2. So what we'll do is we'll get straight to it. Hi Kirby fans, so welcome back. As I said, I'm going to be showing the Avalir 2. I'm not going to be demonstrating the Sentria and passing it off an Avalir 2, and I'm not going to be demonstrating the G6 and passing it off as an Avalir 2. So what we'll do is we'll get rid of these. Right, so as promised, we're looking at an Avalir 2. Obviously I've used the caddy purely because I can't stand the bag. I just find it a pain in the backside. So the Avalir 2 does come with a bag. I prefer the caddy. So I put all my stuff in an Avalir 1 caddy. It just works a treat, so I just thought I'd use the Avalir 1 caddy just to demonstrate those. Exactly the same tools that come with the Avalir 1. Yes, they are the same as the Sentria tools that Kirby introduced with the Sentria. Obviously they're a different colour, but again you've got your zip brush and all your different tools in here, which I will go through after we've discussed the benefits of having an Avalir 2. So what I'll do is I'll just quickly zoom in and just discuss what you actually get with your Avalir 2, and in my opinion it is worth getting an Avalir 2. You don't have to buy one off a Kirby dealer if you don't want to. You can try and bait the Kirby dealers down. Obviously they work off commission, they're self-employed representatives, and yes, there have been some bad representatives out there actually selling Kirbys to older people. I think they've got something like a 90-day return, so they have got the right to return it if a Kirby dealer has sold it to them by basically taking advantage of them due to their age and not realising how heavy it is for them to use. So what we'll do is quickly zoom in and we'll go through the tools, and I'll tell you the benefits that I've found using the Avalir 2 compared to the other Kirbys that were out before the Avalir 2. So what we'll do is we'll jump straight into it. Right, so with the Avalir 2 compared to the Sentrias, over time they've actually kept the same design. You've still got the LED bulb, and yes, they've changed all the facelift. So instead of this being chrome now, you've got a black one of those. You've got a nice black bumper, and yes, it's the same design. It's got the same motor in there as well. To me, I think it's just a better feature. Now the older wheels, now I had to grab a G6 one. So this is the older wheels, and it was just saved bringing the Sentria over. You can see from the older wheels, they're a lot squarer. Now this was brought out back in 1991 with the G3. And this has been carried on through the times. Now Kirby have gone with a rounder design, and I find that a lot easier to actually manoeuvre the Kirby around, purely because it's not sort of digging in deep pole carpet, because you've got a curve wheel and that curve feature, and it just looks a lot better design. As we go around to the back, yes, it's the same setup with your tech drive. You've got your blue and black as opposed to the Sentria that had the orange and grey. And then obviously the Sentria 2 changed, bringing like a beigey colour. I wasn't a big fan of the Sentria 2, and I have just sold my Sentria 2 to fund getting some more Kirby stuff for this channel. The bag obviously changed, the bag design, and I will show you an Avalir 1, and if you're not sure about the Avalir 1s, I will show you one of those in a previous episode, and I'll put a link in the description above to an Avalir 100 that I actually bought. I find they're a fantastic machine. Yes, the tech drive has changed since the G5. I think the G5, the tech drive on the G5 was a bit more aggressive compared to the Avalir, so Kirby have toned it down. I found that with my G4, that with the tech drive it used to shoot off really quick. So eventually when the tech drive packed up on my G4, I did change it to an Avalir tech drive, and it's sort of calmed it down a lot more, and it's a lot more performance wise as well, because it's got a bit more chance to go over that floor and actually pick up the dirt. Okay, so as we jump into the Avalir 2, not the G6 or the Sentria, we've got this design here which they call the gaping hole. Again, I find that's pretty easy. You've got a nice handle there to lift with. It's really nice design. I think the blue and the black look absolutely awesome on it. As we spin it round, we've got the same shaped boot. Now this boot was changed in design in the late Sentria. So the Sentria 1 was the first one to have this design boot changed. Now, up until then, the design of the boot changed onto the G6. So what I'll do, I'll quickly zoom in on a G6 boot and just show you how it actually changed over time. Right, now when Kirby first released the G3, I haven't got a G3, this is the G4, but as you all know, I used to sell the G3. So the original G3 came out with a 700 watt motor, so it was a bit of an improvement on the Legend 2, and it was obviously more powerful, had a lot more airflow, and Kirby brought out this mini emptier as well, so you didn't have to keep taking twisting it off to empty it out like you did on the Heritage or the Legend 2. This is quite a good design, so it was just a twist and a tap and out it came. It's only big coins that would be collected, but what they found over time was people weren't actually using this to that extent. What Kirby actually decided to do was obviously lower the power, that way then they could promote the fact that their vacuum was using less power and actually producing more airflow and more suction than the conventional vacuums that were on the market at that time. So what they did was they redesigned this boot, and on the G6, because this carried on over to the G5, on the G6 they changed it to this design. So as you can see, it's a bit more sleek, still got the mini intercollector there and a little handle there as well. So you had the handle there, but that was carried on onto the G6, and this carried straight on through to the Sentria 1. Now I haven't got an early Sentria 1 because mine was a late 2011 Sentria, so I can only show you that one. But this design of the boot actually carried on through to the Sentria 1, and then Kirby changed it again to get even more airflow in the later Sentrias and the Sentria 2, producing more power out of that 635 watt motor. Just by literally changing the airflow design of the mini emptier. So I'll just jump over to the Sentria. So as you can see, it's got a lot more sleeker, thinner channel, thinner scope, and a better handle to actually grip to pull off. So instead of having that little finger hole there, it changed to this design here. And if I pull the one off the Avalir, you'll see that it's actually the same design. So you can see they are identical. So Kirby continued this on to the Avalir. Now the other thing with the Avalir 2 is it now is fitted with an internal fuse, and I have specified this in one of the other videos as well. What happened was, if your fan actually got broke by sucking up screws or anything, obviously it'd make a vibration noise, and Kirby wanted to address that, and they've started fitting an internal fuse. So if your Avalir 2 stops working because you've sucked something up, it's literally because you've broke that fan, it's running off center, and the internal fuse has blown. So you're not going to just need a new fan, you're going to need a new fuse fitting as well. So whether you take that to your local Kirby dealer, I haven't took my Avalir 2 apart yet, I've had no need to, and just change that internal fuse, or whether you can actually buy one from a hardware store. I will do a video eventually on that, on what size fuse it is, but I haven't done one yet. So that was the reason that the actual boots changed. Now comparing an Avalir 2 to a G6, obviously you've got less airflow, and again comparing it to a Sentria, it's still, yes, it's the same machine, but you've got an internal fuse for starters, and you've got a totally different shampoo system. The shampoo system compared to the Sentria is absolutely awesome, and I will put an iCard above linking you to the demonstration of that shampoo system when I actually used it. So what we'll do is just look at the shampoo system and what you actually get, and we'll go through the tools, what you actually get with the Avalir. Right, so with your Avalir 2, you've got exactly the same tools as what came with the Avalir 1. Obviously it came with a bag as opposed to a caddy. Now some people might like the bag. I'm not a big fan of the bag because I can never find anything. And I find with the caddy at least, everything slots in a nice little place. You hang it on your pantry wall or your laundry wall, and you can access everything really easy. Now the hose, again, this is the same design that's been going on since 1991. Still a neoprene hose, it will never crack, split, break. You can actually twist it. It's, in my opinion, it's probably the best hose on the market, and you are actually getting what you're paying for. Yes, you can pay thousands for an Avalir. We all know that. Yes, people did get reeled in years ago, but obviously people are a lot wiser because of my channel. I'm sharing information out there that you can buy a second-hand Kirby and get it up to the same standard as a new Kirby and still get all the benefits from that. The only reason we got an Avalir 2 was my partner liked the colour of it, and obviously it looks a bit more newer design, especially with this gaping hole as they call it, and I like the bag. She's not a fan of the bag, but I do like the bag, and I like the black and the blue, and I think that was absolutely awesome. I mean, the Avalir 1, fantastic machine, just a totally different colour scheme as opposed to the blue and the black. You've got the red and the black. So you've got your floor tool. Now your floor tool, these work really well, and I have got an iCard above, and I'll put an iCard above linking you to the floor tools of the use. These are fantastic. The only issue I ever had with these, for those of you who haven't watched it, is these obviously do block up because people don't vacuum them as they use them. I find it 10 times easier if you're vacuuming as you go to literally vac them out for a split second, just getting your dog hairs out there or hairs that actually right around there. If that becomes an issue, you can actually pop these out with a screwdriver. And again, I will put an iCard above linking you to that video showing you how to service these. But they are a really, really good attachment. They don't scratch your floor. You've got really good airflow going through there and actually sucking up your dog hairs and anything you actually get on the floor. And they're just an awesome tool. VacLab did a review on this with the suction, and this did rate on his G4 the best tool across the board when he's actually doing a suction test. That is that tool there. You also get your wall and ceiling brush. Now, yes, this has carried on since the G3. Obviously, it works. In my opinion, it's a Kirby thing. If it's not broke, don't fix it. It works, and it works really well. You can take these off to clean them out when they get covered in dust or grime, and then you can put it straight back in. And they're quite easy to wash them out as well. Then, what Kirby did was they updated the upholstery tool from the G7 onwards. So the Sentria had this design. You've got airflow coming through here, which makes it a lot better than the other one. But what I found with the older version, and I do use that to clean out my aircon ducts, and I will put an iCard above for that video as well. So make sure you check that one out. I found the older version of this was a lot better for cleaning out your aircon filters, should I say. Purely because I found this was a little bit aggressive on the suction side. Yes, you can reduce the suction side on it by just lowering the airflow when you've got this connected, but I did find the older version a lot easier to use and not damage your aircon filters. We've got the crevice tool with a little brush. You can bend this, it's really good for your cars. Fantastic tool. You've got the little brush as well for scrubbing on the skirting boards and getting down the side of those chairs in that car. So we're going to save on valeting your car. You've got probably the best tool in the world. Now across the board, you've got the inflator tool, and you can use it as an inflator, and I've got a video showing you how to blow up airbeds with this. Like I said, my only advice is before you do that, obviously if you're using your vacuum outside, and unless you're totally not thinking up there, you've got dust in there, put it on blow, aim it out the window first, and then all the excess dust that's actually in your machine will blow outside. So then you can use it for your shampooing, or you can use it for inflating. Then you've got your pet groomer or massage tool, massage head tool. I've seen someone sucking the scalp. They've obviously got dandruff, but yeah, I don't do that. I used to demonstrate this in my dems, and obviously I've lost all my hair through doing that. It is a really good system. I've seen a lot of people using these in cars as well to scrub the floor, but they are ideal for your cat or your dog. The only thing I find when I'm doing the dog with it is always the hairs get caught around there, so you have to again pull off the hose eventually and just suck those off. You've got the duster brush. And this is an awesome tool. And this duster brush, it's got horsehair in there, so it's not going to scratch any of your TVs or anything like that. And it's ideal for any retro gaming systems that you want to vacuum out. It's not going to suck any of the keyboard off or anything like that. You can lower the power. When you've got the blow side, you can actually use these to unblock your sinks. And I've got a video to that, so make sure you check that one out. How to unblock your sinks and drains with your Kirby. Now next up what we've got is our poles. So let's move these out. So with your poles, the Kirby have got this system, and it's not broke, so don't fix it. Literally put them together, twist, and they lock together. Now that's absolutely awesome. It doesn't come apart. It's not like traditional vacuums where you have that little push button that you had to try and get out. Sometimes that button would snap off, things like that. Kirby have got a fantastic design. Yes, it's been going since 1991. If it's not broke, why fix it? It's doing the job it's made for, and you're getting what you actually pay for. Whether you've paid $5,000, $4,000, I don't really care what you've paid for it. Yes, you may have think you've got ripped off. And how long is your Kirby going to last you? In my opinion, obviously the Kirby reckon it's worth that much when they're flogging it to you at the end of the day, but that's entirely up to you to bait them down. They are self-employed people, and they are working off the commission they earn on the Kirby. It's like a car salesman. He's working off commission that he can sell that car for at the end of the day. So you're buying the best machine, in my opinion, in the world to actually do that cleaning job. And as you know, I've got a G4, it's 26 years old and it's still running like the day I had it. If you keep your Kirby serviced, and I've got plenty of videos on here showing you how to service your Kirby, you don't have to take it to a Kirby dealer. There's plenty of videos on my content showing you that. So there's plenty of ways to save money by owning a Kirby Vacuum. Now, to take these apart again, it's a twist and out they come. Just pop that back in there. Now, if you've got your shampoo system, this works off the blow side, and I have got a video, and it's one of my top videos growing at the moment, showing you how to use this correctly and how to shampoo your suite. And I've also got a video how to sterilise your suite using this and some hydrogen peroxide just to sterilise your settee against those germs, cold viruses and things like that. So that video is on there, so make sure you check that out. Now, to shampoo your suite's really easy, and I have got a video doing that. There will be an iCard above to that video. And that just slots on there, and then you just spray the foam. Now, this is what they call the pig nose. Now, this changed on the Sentria onwards. Now, I did specify this. This was actually made for the handy butler. Now, that was actually finished in circulation with the Sentria 1. And I have got a video that I did a few weeks back on that, so make sure you check that one out. But you do need this attachment here to actually connect your handy butler to if you've got an early machine. So if you've got a G3 up to a G7, you can use the handy butler, but you will need one of these. There is a link in the description below of that video where you can actually get these from, and there is links in the description below of this video of where you can get your other Kirby parts from. Now, the zip brush, again, I've got a video on this. Now, in my opinion, this is the best tool Kirby have ever released. Yes, you get hairs in there. I vacuum the dog bed out there and I get hairs in there, but it's not that hard to get the hose and literally suck those hairs out. This, if you know how to use it correctly and by not pushing down, it is the best tool that Kirby ever made, in my opinion. It comes apart, it's easy to clean. All I do occasionally with mine is just spray a little bit of silicone spray in there to keep that lubricated, vacuum this off, slot that back in and slot that back together, and it's ready to go for the next purpose. And it just slots back together like that. So I'll just put these tools back in, and what we'll do is we'll zoom in and I'll demonstrate, just quickly show you how the shampoo system connects up and the benefits of owning the Avalir 2 shampoo system in 2020. Now, if you want to vacuum your stairs or your beds, yes, the Kirby's hairy, and yes, with the older system, I found with the Legend 2, they had an actual strap that didn't hang over your arm. Now, to convert it to the portable system, you literally drop this wire down, pull that out, like so, slot your wire out, pull that back there, disconnect your bag, press that at the bottom, and that comes out, and then your handle pops in, and then you slot your bag in the back there. Now, I haven't got a pair of stairs to demonstrate this, but I'll literally do it on the Avalir box. So if this was your stairs, obviously yes, it's too big, you're not going to vacuum it sideways. You can vacuum it, and what all I did was obviously make sure it's not in drive, lower it all the way down, put your hand under the back, and then you vacuum your stairs off like so. Now, what I found was the easiest way with that was to work from the top and work your way down the stairs. If you find that too heavy, then you can use the zip brush. It's not an actual problem. But this is a deep cleaning portable, and it will suck up to 13 inches deep. Again, you set it up like that as well for vacuuming mattresses. So it's an absolute awesome machine and an awesome bit of equipment. Right, so the shampoo system obviously comes in a box. Now, in my opinion, this is the best part of the Avalir and the Avalir 2. Kirby have done an absolutely awesome job with this. You get your bottle of shampoo with your shampoo bottle. Yes, that hasn't changed over time. It's still exactly the same, except now you've got your off button here, which was there before, which just wasn't printed on. You've got hard floor again for if you're mopping or cleaning those hard floors, and then you've got your carpet here for when you're shampooing. So you just turn it to either one. This is probably the best part of the Avalir 2, and I just think it's an absolute awesome system. So with your hose, again, you haven't got that long hose that comes out the bottom, and what Kirby actually did away with was the fact that you used to have to take the hose off disconnect it, take it off the Kirby, go and empty it, clean it out, bring it back, which was a bit of a pain. Now with this system now, you've literally got this tray that slots in. As that fills up, you turn the machine off, take that tray out, empty it, swill it out and put it back in. Now what you'll find as we turn this over, you've actually got a lot less bristles, but they are shaped in a V. Now I find this absolutely brilliant for cleaning the carpet. It's a lot more delicate to your carpets and not so as aggressive as a previous shampoo system was. It kicks out a little bit less foam than the older one, but I find it works really efficiently and cleans really well. Now the good thing about this system is these literally pop out. You're not fighting to find which end's which. Obviously they're round, so they both slot in either way, and that's how that slots in. Now what you've got as well for this is a mop system, and you have got a tile and grate system that you can use, and I will put an iCard above linking to those because I have done videos on those already. But the amount of things you can actually do with the Avalir 2 and the Avalir 1 is absolutely awesome compared to your standard generic Miele or other sort of vacuum, your Vacs, things like that. You are getting the best machine in the world, in my opinion. Right, so I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope it was really informative, and I just wanted to get out there. People have been requesting it a lot, an Avalir 2 review, but I actually wanted to do one actually using an Avalir 2. Because there's a lot of videos out there where people aren't using Avalir 2s and are referring to it as an Avalir 2. Yes, it's the same motor, but it has not got the same shampoo system that's with it. And again, the design is totally different. The wheels are more rounded on the Avalir 2 and the Avalir 1. And it does move around a lot easier than the old generation series. Yes, it's still a G10 because it's still got the same motor in it. But in my opinion, with that airflow system, it's a lot more powerful than your G7 and a lot more powerful than your first Sentrias, purely because of that boot that was changed in that design. For those who are new to the channel, if you're getting value out of this content and you haven't already, then contemplate slapping that subscribe button. It's absolutely free. Ding that bell for notifications so you don't miss any upcoming episodes. Give us a big thumbs up and comment down below. I will reply to the comment, and if you like what you comment, I'll pin it to the video. So what we'll do is we'll cut to the bloopers and I'll catch you in the next one. So you don't have got to cut, so you, producing again more power out of that 700s, out of that, producing more power out of that 630 volt. Promote the fact that it was using less power than conventional vacuum. So what they did, oh, for God's sake, you can, so quite constable that.